Hello and welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation, the channel that brings you your team every single day, brings you all the latest news stories, brings you updates, speculation, rumours, signings, club statements, podcasts, live streams during the season, all that content for free. All you got to do is hit the sub, ring the notification bell, and then you can join the channel there. Or if you actually want to join the channel, it's 99p if you hit the join button below this video, or go to the channel homepage and hit the join button there. It's only 99 pence, less than a cup of cheap McDonald's coffee. Well, just got home from work. Quickly reading through the news. Since when I got back, job I do, I can't actually read news when I'm actually working. So, news obviously that Malik Tillman is been made official now, will not be re-signing with Rangers on a permanent basis, on a loan, or anything else. That has now been officially recognised now that he will not be coming. Now, I know that this will divide the fan base. There are those fans, obviously, that think this will be a bad thing, and that, they would have liked to have seen Tillman return. They liked his creativity, they liked his skill, they liked his inventiveness, his goals, his goal contributions, and we're all in favour of bringing him back. And we're actually thinking it was a speculate to accumulate deal. I think that was probably the biggest motivating factor behind re-signing him, was the fact that Rangers may pay 5 million for him, but then a season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons down the line may get 20-25 million back for him from an EPL club, who are obviously the main teams that spend an awful lot of money, obviously on top of the likes of Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Paris Saint-Germain. But then there's others who really did feel that Tillman was a bit lazy, that he didn't do it against Celtic, that he went missing in the Champions League games, and he wasn't worth paying the £5 million for. That was certainly, the way the fan base was very much divided. Now, we've got to just sort of accept, move on, know that he's not coming, know that we will not see Tillman in a Rangers shirt again, obviously, which is sad. I think I was very much of the opinion that the kid was 20 years old. It was his first season in professional football. I think given time, he would have actually become a very good player for the club. 5 million these days is absolutely nothing. It really is pocket change to a lot of teams, especially English Premier League teams, Spanish La Liga teams like Barca, Real, Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain, teams like that. This is pocket change to them. So, 5 million actually is not a lot to pay for a very creative, skillful player. But obviously that is now over. That rumour, no longer be a rumour, no more column inches. That's it. Tillman will not be coming. However, let's look a little bit behind the story. Now, that's the more interesting bit. Bayern Munich, obviously, the loan agreement with the right to buy at the end of it was, if all parties agree that the 5 million fee is applicable and all parties want to agree to the move can go through. Obviously, Malik Tillman probably, I think, really didn't want to come back, judging by the way what he said to media. Talking about Munich and Glasgow. Also, that Bayern Munich, I think, after seeing what Tillman was capable of, kind of wanted a bit more than the 5 million. Obviously, Rangers weren't willing to pay that. Tillman probably didn't want to come, so Rangers probably didn't want to pay any more for a player who really didn't want to be here. So that's kind of, I think, why it fell apart. Now, it's rumoured that Bayern are asking for anything from between 7 and 10 million plus, even more than 10 million potentially for Tillman. They kind of see the kid's talent and believe that he can go on to be a special player. There is interest from down south of us, obviously not down south of Munich, because that will be Austria, and Italy. But the interest obviously comes from teams like Brentford and Brighton in the English Premier League, who are both apparently very interested in trying to secure the services of Malik Tillman. And obviously, once you get English Premier League clubs involved, you can start asking for those higher fees, 10, 15 million pounds. Because let's face it, they've got the money. But the bit of good news for Rangers is that in any future deal, they will be compensated, obviously, for what they did for Tillman. Now, Bayern, in a kind of, I don't know, it's perhaps saying thank you to Rangers for the work they did on his development. Thank you for, turning him into the player he is today and helping them to make a lot of money, or even perhaps use him next season. Have compensated Rangers £1 million and also have included a 10% sell-on clause in any future sale of Tillman. 10% of any money made from the sale of Malik Tillman will go to Glasgow Rangers, which is fantastic news. If they were to be sold for, say, 10 million, it's $1 million, 15 million, 1.5, 2 million, 20 million is 2 million, 25 million, 2.5 million. Whatever he goes for in the future, we will get 10% of that fee. Obviously, the first time he's sold, it's not an ongoing thing. So the first time he's sold, we will get 10% of any money that Bayern make from selling him, which is fantastic news. I think some fans kind of were a bit bitter about it and kind of talked about it in terms of the fact that they felt a bit like Bayern had taken advantage of Rangers. That, we developed their player for them. We got their player used to playing first team football. We got him in a position where he'd become a better player, and then they took him back and decided they weren't going to let us have him. And then we kind of came away with nothing for our efforts. Well, now that's not the case. We get £1 million. We get 10% sell-on clause. A really good deal for Rangers overall. And I think that money will come in useful. The million that is up front obviously is something that Rangers can use to obviously help with squad strengthening, which is obviously currently ongoing through the rebuild, and obviously in the future, a future windfall to come in from the sale of Malik Tillman. So that's pretty good news, and it's, I think, just rewards for the club for the work they did with Tillman this season. Well, Rangers fans, let me know now what you think now is official news. Tillman is not coming. Let me know what you think of that. And also let me know what you think of the compensation that Bayern agreed to pay Rangers, even though he wasn't our player. Well, that is the latest news regarding Malik Tillman. Obviously, we will be back if anything else breaks. Keep your ears to the ground, your eyes open, guys. We are around. We will bring you all the breaking news, latest news updates, etc., when they happen. That is our commitment here on Glasgow Rangers Nation. And remember, tomorrow night, 7:30 here, Marina Bannatyne, Caroline Morrison, of Heart and Hand with myself and Victoria on the podcast. Remember, guys, always remember, we are the people.